I get a big old shower over here. Sorry, distracted me. Why are so many people leaving Cheyenne? I got 3 reasons for you coming right up. Now we know Cheyenne, it's not the biggest of cities, right? And there's some bigger cities like Casper in Wyoming. Now Cheyenne and Casper are your 2 biggest cities. Jackson Hole is more of a luxury type of town. It doesn't have as many folks living in there like Cheyenne and Casper. However, why are so many people leaving Cheyenne? So I got 3 things for you here today. Obviously, I didn't ask every single person why they left Cheyenne, right? I got a comment on one of the last videos. Where did I pull this info from? Pulling it from generic numbers here, okay? We're speaking in terms of everybody and not just one person. The 3 things that are the most contributing factors to people leaving Cheyenne. We're gonna go with number 1, the easy one, the climate, the weather, okay? In the wintertime, it gets windy, it's cold, it snows here. Some people don't like that, right? For me, I love the snow. When it gets windy, I tend to stay inside. It comes up on you pretty quick. You always want to make sure that when it's cold and windy, you dress for the occasion. And if you dress for the occasion, then you're fine, right? However, that does typically tend to push some people out. That is going to be your best contributing factor, is your weather climate. Now, your second contributing factor, and it's going to be something that if you don't live in Cheyenne and you're looking to move here, you should definitely check out economic opportunities. And what I mean by that is job opportunities and jobs mainly in, and it could be all over, right? We don't have big industrial plants here. We don't have big Amazon warehouses here. I think we're getting a big Microsoft center, I believe, and we're getting a meat packaging plant just north of here in Wheatland. But again, your job and your economic opportunities are going to be smaller than, say, your Denver markets, say your Fort Collins, your New Yorks, your bigger. I just use Denver and Fort Collins because they're close by. However, you can go get a job in Fort Collins and still live in Cheyenne. We can get there in 45 minutes. They just redid I-25. It's an easy drive to get there. However, in the wintertime, sometimes roads get closed. Sometimes there's blowing snow. Trucks tip over, close down the road, things of that nature. That's an underrated fact, by the way. When you live here, trucks blowing over and closing down I-25 happens a lot more often than you probably think. And it's 25 because that runs north and south. You get one every once in a while on I-80, but when you're running north and south, that wind hits you from this side and it topples those trucks. I've never seen it live. However, I've seen a couple trucks. It's pretty crazy. I wouldn't want to be doing that in the wintertime. Economic opportunities is going to be your second one. So when you want to move here, when you're looking at Cheyenne as a whole, you want to make sure number 1, you have a job that can support you and be good. And then you want to have the best quality of life, right? So if you don't like snow, your quality of life in the wintertime is going to go down because we do get snow here. That's a big factor too. Now, the last thing of why so many people are leaving Cheyenne, and this one's going to come up to haunt you, you didn't know, but people are leaving Cheyenne for Laramie County. If you don't know, we're all Laramie County. However, Cheyenne as a city is losing, but Laramie County is gaining roughly about the same. That means people in town are moving out to the suburbs. Not really a suburb. We're not really a big city here. Moving out into the plains, and they're getting more land. They're getting a bigger house. People have lived in town for so long, they have the equity. They're like, all right, it's time to move out. They still want to be here in Cheyenne. They love everything about Cheyenne, frontier days, no state income tax, quality of life. And they're moving outside of town where now they have 1 to 2 acres that is theirs. And they can have fireworks and horses and ATVs and ride your dirt bikes around and all sorts of things like that. According to Wyoming, is it Tribune? Yeah. Wyoming Tribune Eagle. I didn't know if it was Tribune or Tribute, and I was like, Tribute's not the right word, so it's definitely not that. Laramie County gains nearly as many people as Cheyenne loses. So the biggest reason that Cheyenne is losing people is people are just moving out. People are moving out, spreading their wings, getting more space. All right, I get it. My personal house has a bigger lot than what's typical, and I don't have an HOA, so my lot is perfect for me. However, I do see the pros and cons of moving out. You can build your own shops. You have room to park your RVs, your boats, things like that. So that is the main contributing factor. However, people are going to move for whatever they move for. But people are moving to Cheyenne, and if you're one of them, I'd love to help you out. There's going to be a guy in a white hat telling you to watch another one. Subscribe. I get a lot of people watching my videos, and I need my subscriber count to get up. We're almost to 500. I'd love to be able to put some more money into the production and things like that, but we have to get to 1,000. So subscribe now. As always, be kind to one another. See you guys later. If you like this video, there's going to be another one right here. Watch that video.